The long summer break is over. It's time for Formula One to get back going with the Belgium Grand Prix. It's the 14th stop on the 2022 calendar, a calendar that's been dominated by one and only Max Verstappen. But coming into the next three races, a triple header as well, it could turn the balance. It's Belgium this weekend before going off to the Netherlands, Verstappen's home race, and then off to Ferrari's home race at Monza in Italy. Then, after a 2-week break, we're in Singapore for the longest race of the season, always hits 2 hours. Then, a week later, it's Japan as well. Then 2 weeks off before United States and Mexico form a double header. Another break before Sao Paulo on the 13th of November, and the season rounds out in the 20th of November in Abu Dhabi. Max Verstappen leads the Drivers' Championship then on 80 points after spinning and winning last time out in Budapest. Charles Leclerc is second, he's only 80 points back, that's an astonishing gap. Sergio Perez is third, 85 points back from Verstappen, they're the three mathematically in the hunt for the title. George Russell 2 points clear of Carlos Sainz as well. Lewis Hamilton is 10 further back in 6th place, his worst season in F1 history. Lando Norris is 7th in a battle with Esteban Ocon and Valtteri Bottas. Fernando Alonso rounds out the top 10. Kevin Magnussen has 22 points in 11th ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, who is just clear of Pierre Gasly, who's now level on points with Sebastian Vettel. Mick Schumacher is a point clear to Yuki Tsunoda, Zhou Guanyu has 5, Lance Stroll 4, Alexander Albon the last driver with points in 3, Nicholas Latifi still pointless this season, and Nico Hülkenberg only did 2 races right at the start of the year. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead the way on 431 points. Ferrari and Mercedes are still on 330s and they are battling each other. Then we get Alpine in 4th, McLaren 5th, they're quite close together. Alfa Romeo in a battle with Haas, but who are mainly in a battle with AlphaTauri. Aston Martin close behind them and Williams still have 3 points. It's time for Free Practice 3 on Saturday morning here at Spa-Francorchamps. Let's take a look around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium. 7 kilometres long, 19 turns with 9 to the left and 10 to the right. 2 DRS section zones. It is the highest and longest track of the year. Starting a lap then on board with one of the McLarens. Downhill towards turn 1, the La Source hairpin. Down to second gear, 95 kilometres an hour. Control the exit, don't put too many wheels wide as you head down the National Straight. Coming in to the Red Water Eau Rouge, flat out 8th gear to 315 as you climb the hill to the top of Radillon and come down the Camel Straight, 8th gear, 325 kilometres an hour. You're flat out with the DRS as you drop down all the way to the Lacombe chicane, 4th gear, 180. Rise that up as you come into Malmedy now in 6th gear and 235 kilometres. Drop down towards Ravage, down to 4th gear, 140 kilometres. Drop down to 3rd if the track grip hasn't got it as you come into Speaker's Corner through turn 9. Flat out then towards Puong at turns 10 and 11. Flat out, 8th gear usually at 290 kilometres an hour at the exit as you rise up towards the Fagnes chicane. Drop all the way down, 5th gear, 175 kilometres an hour as you brave your way through to Stavolo. Down, 6th gear, down to 4th gear at the exit. Curve to Port Frere, you're in 7th gear, 295 kilometres an hour as you rise up, 310, 325 kilometres an hour as you blast through turn 16, the first part of the fearsome Blanchimont now, flat out if you dare, before you come into the modified bus stop chicane, all the way down to, once again, 2nd gear, just 110 kilometres an hour. Ride the curbs, control the exit, fire it to the line, and that is a lap of Spa-Francorchamps. It's time for Saturday to kick into gear, and we're here once again at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium. It's time for Free Practice 3 here for the Rolex Belgium Grand Prix. This fantastic circuit, over 7 kilometres in length again, is always exciting, and it is always one of the best races of the year. We've got legendary corners around here. La Source, Eau Rouge, Radion, Interlacombe, Malmedy, Ravage, Pouon, Fagnes. Then we get into Stavelot, Blanchimont and the bus stop as well. It's 18 to 19 corners. It's flexible really if you count Curve de Porphyre too. Tyre compounds Pirelli have brought their, once again, middling compound. It's the white hard C2, the yellow medium C3 and the red soft C4 tyre compound. And as we take a look at the state of things at the moment, the fog is just about setting in. Air temperature's at 15 degrees, track temperature is 20 degrees, 83% chance with humidity up there as well, 10.8 kilometre wind speed blowing in towards the north as well. And Josh plays alongside me in the commentary box. We're in for quite an interesting hour, as these practice sessions so far this weekend have felt like they're an hour and a half rather than the normal hour.
Yeah, it feels like that we are back in the world of... we've gone back a couple of years and it's an hour and a half practice 1 and 2, but it is an hour, and you can still see the black tyres from the earlier crash, and pure example of what not to do at Blanchimont, but that was quite worrying at first, but yes, we're here, we're back. Good afternoon to everyone in Belgium, and hopefully it will stay dry.
Hopefully it will stay dry as well. We've got a few spots of rain that was dropping down. It's not heavy rain at all. A few HUDs up I can see. It's I would definitely say it's not cold, but it's like that chilly heat as well, where you get it as well as it comes through. Risk of rain for this session is 30%. You can see on the race control deck that we've got alongside us as well. The timer is due to kick underway in about 2 minutes time as well here for practice 3, with Verstappen heading out. Verstappen, of course, taking that grid penalty, where he will start at the back of the grid, and there's been a load of confusion exactly where he will actually go in this weekend and how far he will go into the strategy. Like, will he actually get in towards the tail end of practice, sorry, tail end of qualifying, or will he back off into something else as well? The time will tell. Look at that, taking a penalty as well on Sunday due to a change in engine parts for both Leclerc and for Verstappen as well. The two title protagonists really struggling out there as well.
Down Ferrari.
Yes. Why? And I can see why they thought taking it would be a good idea, considering at this track as well, there's more opportunity to overtake at. But you can't take it at Monza, because it's Ferrari's home race, and Ferrari might actually kill the team. The Tifosi might actually storm them and have a go at them for that. And you can't...
They probably will mess up massive time at Monza. They did it in...
Yeah, they did last time out, yeah. And they can't do it at Zandvoort, because you can't overtake there. And you can't do it in Singapore, because it's a long race and it's street track. Can't do it in Japan, because you can't overtake. So, really, you're sort of hammed into a corner having to take it this race. But it's an open goal now for Mercedes to take their first victory of the season, and it came after their first pole last time out as well. 10 seconds to go until the green light goes on at the end of the pit lane. Lewis Hamilton is first there. Lance Stroll is just behind him, and green light, and away we go for this third practice session here from the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, and the cars head out there immediately as well, just taking the opportunity to get to grips with the circuit. There's the little bit of deforestation they've done on the top of the hill. That's due to all the flooding we had here at the start of the year. They had to demolish the grandstand, they built a new one, pulled the rest down the pits.
Sorry, I'm just going to head to Ferrari in a minute, but you talk about downforce and getting tyres. Look at the size of the Red Bull rear wing. Look at the curve on the main plane. just underneath the front flat. This is the first time Red Bull, I think, have carried more downforce than Ferrari all year, but still got the same straight line speed. I'm just going to flick next door so you can see the size of the Ferrari wing, but you can really see how much Red Bull are applying it, but they're still getting the straight line speed, and that's where they're getting that 5.5 tenths in the mid-sector. The car's just connected, and they're putting the energy into it. You look at the Ferrari wing, you can see how flat it is. It's almost, you kind of say, Canada, Monza spec. Very flat. They're going for the top speed, but that's obviously where they're suffering. But might be a game changer the way Red Bull have been able to apply it into that. And of course, with the track temp sitting around 20 degrees, we'll see how that plays out in the race.
Thank you, Paul. There's Ferrari just going through now. Lewis Hamilton is circulating out the circuit as well. He was first up there in this practice session. We're just getting the F1 Delta operational as well. So on F1.com, because we finally found a system where we can change around everything as well, so that we can actually run these systems a lot better than what we did yesterday. So Spa-Francorchamps, Synthol says risk of rain for everything is 30%, says rates control. High sense Australia now, rate Ricardo to Alpine, do you think? Ricardo could go to Alpine, Australia now, that is a high possibility that he's going to end up there. And Synthol, how much percent chance of rain for quali does your weather prediction say? Josh, what's the weather prediction saying for qualifying rain?
I believe it's around 50 to 80%, I think.
Oh, 50 to 80%, wow. Synth as well, if you are around and you've got some time, I know you said we might have you in, but if you are around any point in this session, we're in Combox 1 on the Discord server as well, so just hop in and you should have permission. I did send you permission. Let's just double check. If not, I'm sure Josh can get that sorted now and add you in as well. We're just loading in.
Yeah, the amount of times I've just gone behind the scenes and just added like Matthew Owens and people to Combox 1.
Yeah, grabbing them all in. Yeah, lovely.
And this will be, if I remember rightly, if you do join Synthol, your first time in coming to Box 1.
Yeah, because usually we have a separate combox as well, because we had problems with it, but hopefully it's all working now as the field comes through as well. Ocon's just coming down the back straight. We're on board with Sergio Perez as he enters the hairpin now as well, and I think actually for the first time in a long time, the timing monitors and the TV pictures are perfectly synced up with each other. It's scarily so. Once again, Sky have got their minimal lag, which is great for us up in the comms box. Oh, someone was off there. Someone's kicking up a bit of dust in the background, so we'll keep an eye on what that was. As we're just going to get this battle graphic working now with the telemetry. As we are on board with Sergio Perez as well. I just need to get it sorted, you see. Look, this is what I have to work with, these conditions, getting the graphics all set up behind the scenes and everything as well. So behind the scenes, they're very much here, aren't I? As we come through. Zoom in on the telemetry screen as well, so it's not a mess. Because I can press loads of things. So there we go, there's the other data screen, and Sergio Perez is on a lap time, so here's the telemetry, and we'll cross over to the telemetry screen as he comes through out the last corner. And Sergio Perez goes top on a 150.960.
Okay, no risk, Ricciardo approaching turn 1, and then we have a gap to Max.
So no pushing until we have a gap to Max, Josh. That's quite an entertaining little strategy that they're going to go for there as well. They are desperate, aren't they? Albon, wow! Albon to the top. 150 on his time as well. Where did that come from? Alexander Albon has just gone fastest in the session, and that is no prediction of doubt that he has gone that quick. Unbelievable sector times at the moment. This is Max Verstappen, so let's open up his telemetry data that you're seeing at the moment. That's Max, and his rev limiters as well. Well, according to this, Max isn't driving, so the telemetry. Oh, it's Vettel. That's why. Find Max on the board. Here he is, P11. 307 kilometres, Josh. Oof.
And we should be able to welcome in Synthol.
Yeah,
we can hear you, Synth. Nice to hear you again, Synth. You doing all right?
Yeah.
Looking for, what do you think of the car noise as well? Because we had an F2, but this is F1. What do you think?
Yeah, it's nice. It's maybe a bit loud, but
yeah. Sometimes it does. Oh, look, it goes quiet now. Sometimes it is a bit loud, and then sometimes it quiets down again. It's our miracle thing that keeps happening. We can't seem to shut it up half the time as well as cars come through. What do you make then of this weekend so far then, Synth, as well? Because we've had an interesting weekend for Verstappen, but it keeps on changing. He's got that grid penalty, but rather here than at Zandvoort, don't you agree?
Absolutely, because here you can overtake pretty well with that long straight, especially on Camel Straight. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see, because obviously the top to the championship will start from the back. So it will be very interesting to see how that is. It's basically a race, a whole different sort of race, because they're still going to battling each other, but then with a lot of people between them as well.
Yeah, a lot of people for Q2 battle, and we are very much looking forward to seeing what is going to happen in what is very much an unusual qualifying too, with so many drivers taking grid penalties. We really don't know what is going to happen now. We're just getting ready up here in the comms box as we're just getting ready up in the comms box to welcome Synthel in, because we've managed to grab his ident as well. So as the drivers come through, Bottas goes top, Zhou goes top, 147 across the board as well. All looking very exciting as well, as he's done, what is it, 147.795 at the moment. So all getting good there. Go on, Josh.
Are you literally doing the same thing that I'm doing?
Yeah, so I've got him. It's easier for me to grab him on this point as well. Let's go through. What do you make of the F2 then, Josh? Because me and Synthel will commentate on it. And so the F3 race that just happened, and it was very, very, very long.
Engine 14, position 6. Engine 1-4, position 6. So obviously you need to either build a gap to Norris or try to get past them. You've got 25 seconds behind.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, do you go side by side like that, up O'Roods and up through Radion?
I know, the manoeuvres that we saw.
Why go and try and go up the inside at Blanchimont? You do not do that at Blanchimont.
It's literally one of the most dangerous parts of the track, Synth, isn't it?
Exactly, because he wasn't next to them before the corner. So he just basically decided to go to the inside, which is very stupid.
Indeed. As the cars come through, you'll see on the telemetry. There we go. Battle number 2 up. And if I press that button, well, hey, it changes back. So we've fixed that little problem that we've been having recently. Russell coming to the line then. This is to start a lap time with him as he hurtles down towards turn number 1.
Yeah, problem with the front left.
There's a problem, he's saying, with the front left as well. SHT asking, what's the chances of rain in qualifying? It's 50 to 80% chance, isn't it, Josh? That's what you said a minute ago.
I think so. It's not confirmed.
Yeah. Joe fastest, he says as well, as he comes across the board, 147.795, as the cars are just circulating ever so nicely. Go on, what have you found out?
You know the Max Verstappen practice 2...
Oh, the incident that was, yes.
The exit incident.
Yes.
It's just a warning for the driver. And let's just talk about the Valtteri Bottas 10-place grid penalty. Russell.
Oh, Russell. Yeah, we didn't hear that, unfortunately.
Yeah, massive deviate out of the last corner, and it got changed from a 10-place grid penalty to a 5-place grid penalty, so Bottas will only be dropped 5 places instead of 10.
Well, that's good then. He's still got other penalties, so is that still around about 22, 25 maybe, something along those lines? So he's still going to start at the back basically, but it's less of a penalty than what we might first have thought, which is good news, as Russell is on a really powerful lap time here as well. He's actually pushing quite hard, and we'll open up the telemetry data screen as well for him, because he's pushing like crazy, is George Russell. Where is he on that board? There he is, down there as well. Russell's highlighted for you on the battle screen. Into the last corner, 80 miles or kilometers an hour, 50 miles an hour, gets in the power, 130, 140, 70, 80 is across the line. Russell only goes 12th though on the soft tyre, 152.315. So time still to be found there as well for these top drivers in the Mercedes, and really... That's Verstappen's radio. But yeah, Synthel and Josh, open goal for Mercedes this weekend to get some really decent points and maybe even a race win.
Yeah, definitely. But they've got to watch out for Sainz and Perez, of course. But furthermore, I think they have a good chance of winning for sure their first race now. But yeah, they just got to put it together.
Yeah, and let's hope George also got his... oh, sorry, Synth. I just realised that you can't see the TV pictures. Sorry, my fault there. And now I've mucked up race control. Because I'm moving everything around. Sorry, I just realised that. There you go.
Yeah,
There you are. There you are. Perfect pictures. As Bottas comes through. See, the things you have to figure out as Bottas still stays second. Zhou's just behind him as well, getting a toe, and stays in position as well. Oh, and apparently there's a phantom yellow flag out there that I'm only getting on one screen and not seeing on any other. So we'll keep an eye on that. This is Hamilton's...
Started now, the tires starting to degrade.
Tyres starting to degrade. That was from Esteban Ocon's teammate, as you can see on the race control chat. And Hamilton flexing a lot. If Lewis Hamilton doesn't win a race this year, it's the first Formula One season where he's never won a race. That is insane.
Incredible, even in his debut season.
Yeah, he did it several times actually that year, didn't he? In 2007, he won.
Yeah, didn't he lose out by 1 point?
Yes, him and Alonso finished level on points on 97, and Raikkonen got 98, and that was only because McLaren decided to have a civil war in the middle of it all. Yeah. God, I remember that year. We all arrived here in Belgium, actually. It was announced that it was all McLaren had their constructors' points ripped away from them, and that's where Paul di Resta is now.
I assume they're on high fuel, but you can see the tyres coming through here. If you just look at that bottom left one, you can see the surface. It really is front limited around here with the temperatures we're seeing. I think with the cooler track, it's not hurting the rears as much. And it seems to be on that. But McLaren sending, I think it was Ricciardo on a new set of hards and Lando on a used set of mediums. So they obviously want to get the high fuel running to see where they're going to be and go in the session. But it's all calm. It was obviously just in the programme how they were going to go about this session.
Right, so rear's not being hurt so much, front's being hurt quite a bit. Normally, it's all four tyres that take a punishment round here, given the various, well, the length of the lap and the demands that are placed at various times during it.
Yeah, well, it's not a rear limited circuit. Oh, sorry, Paul, I thought you were looking at me when you said
No, I wasn't sure if Crofty... No, absolutely, Crofty, and Ant and Johnny will explain that to you. As soon as the temperature comes up, it really does hurt the rears, especially around here in the mid-sector. They can explain more to you, but you can definitely see as the front is opening more.
Brilliant, thanks, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. I just had to stop that because I saw that this guy kept Paul on the screen, so I didn't know what they were going to do and what they were going to say. But yeah, Ferrari then having problems, Mr. McLaren having problems out there as well. SHT says Alonso and Hamilton level on points at 109 and Raikkonen 110. No, it was 97 and 98, wasn't it? Was it? Oh, you're right. It was 109 for Hamilton and Alonso. Hang on, I'm double checking. Yeah. I think you are right, actually, wasn't it? It was the next year that Hamilton won the title on 98 points and Massa had 97. Yeah, you're right, aren't you? Yeah, you're right. I'm remembering that now. Schumacher goes 16th, 152 as well. So thanks for the correction there, SHT. Yeah, Alonso and Hamilton level on 109 points. Raikkonen had 110. I didn't even think we could get to the hundreds in those days. It was very much a confusing year, that one. But yeah, 1 point separated top three. It was insane that year. I think 2007 was actually one of everyone goes on about, oh, but 2008 was fantastic. 2008 was brilliant. It went down to the last corner. 2007 had everything. It was up there. I think 07 was better than 08. But all the Hamilton fans will go at me for that.
10.5 remains outstanding.
Some radio there as well. But yeah, what do you two think then about 2007? I say it's better than 08. Anyone else's opinions?
Well, I haven't seen the seasons, to be honest, but...
Josh, am I too old? Am I too old already for the commentary box?
You're too old, yes.
Alright,
in
fine.
2007, I was 1 year old, so...
Fine, I'm old then.
I was -1.
Definitely old enough now. I'm retiring. That's it. I'm done. I'm leaving the commentary box as they come through. Alright then. For those of you who can remember 2007, was it better than 2008? Let us know in the YouTube chat as well. Valtteri Bottas is coming into the last corner. He's got his ex-teammate Lewis Hamilton directly ahead of him as Hamilton actually comes into the pit lane. Bottas will take over the line and do the second fastest time still, but it's a second off the pace of Zhou. So everyone at the moment just seeming to take the option of running
Consider third toggle, turn 1. Rear locking is getting higher now.
Pierre Gasly's team radio just coming through, and this is a replay. Now we see if Yuki Tsunoda through a Rouge. Does he have a moment at the top of the hill at Radion? Yes, he does have a moment at the top of Radion. Jumps over the curb as well. And does he get here at the top of Radion? No, he doesn't. It looked like he did, but he didn't, did he, Synthol? That was very close.
Yeah, is Radion the same, or has it been a little bit more sharper? Or
they've demolished one of the old houses and they've moved the barriers back. So Radion's got more open space now as well as the bottom of the hill at Eau Rouge. But Eau Rouge's entrance has been tightened a little bit, and the top of Radion has just been brought out a centimetre as well, literally a centimetre. So it's just a little bit more easy for the drivers to hit. So there is a slight difference there as well. I've actually got the list of changes somewhere on my race director's notes that I can tell you. Turn 2 to 4, new single apex curb, 1.6 metres wide, and temporary combination element removed. Turn 2 to 4, which is a Rouge, and at the top of the Radion, new track surface as well from approximately 100 metres before turn 2 to 100 metres after turn 4, increased runoff area up to 25 metres, and realignment of the barriers and a new debris fencing as well. So there's an awful lot more that has been thrown in as well to the drivers here, as we see just also talking through as well as they come through. As so turn 1 has had this is the change of the circuit. We'll go through this as well in the qualifying show. Gravel mid to exit and brought closer to exit curb at turn 1 at the source. Resurfacing on straight after turn 1 before entrance to endurance pit lane. Turn 2 we've already talked about, on turn 2 to 4. Turn 5 and 6, new barriers and debris fencing. That's at the Lacombe chicane. Turn 7, which is Malmedy.
One more time, that please.
Yeah, turn 7 at Malmedy. Exit curb has been reduced in width and gravel trap has been added behind. Turn 8 at Ravage. New track surface from beginning of curb and driver's left to the exit turn 9. Turn 9, which is Speaker's Corner or the Jochen curve. That's got temporary apex curbing and gravel trap closed to the track. But there's a whole new turn 9 for the MotoGP layout. That's what you see on the tighter inside line. That's with the bikes. Pouon, turn 10 to 11, additional gravel in runoff area, realignment of barriers openings as well, as the Alfa Romeos of Bottas and Jojo practice start. The Fagnes chicane, additional gravel in runoff area. Stavolo has... Yeah, hang on. We can't actually get on to the race control. Unfortunately, we can't get the race control operation at the moment because the iPad's decided to die. So we can't. There's no Wi-Fi, so we can't have any track action while Sky F1 go to an ad break. We're trying to fix that as quickly as possible for you. So Stavolo. Well, we had team radio and it's disappeared. Okay. Stavolo, additional gravel on entry and exit curves reduced in width, and turn 17, which is Blanchimont, additional gravel in runoff area, new barrier and debris fencing. Synthol, we saw that in the F2 race. And at turn 18, the bus stop, and additional gravel in runoff area. That's all the changes to this circuit. And Josh has got more.
Race control notes version 2. Remove at turn 6, removal of the 3 speed bumps in the runoffs. So they're actually getting rid of sausage curbs once again, and
well, we saw they were still there, weren't they? In F3, Josh. Synthol.
Yeah, this is.
It was more the curb where you bounced over.
Yes, it was. Yeah. You're actually. Yeah. We've got the track maps back. Got the noise back as we get through. So yeah, they've changed quite a few parts of the track, and they're going to keep changing it as well. Go on.
At turn 9, you were talking about that temporary curb.
We can't actually see that, Josh. What you've got on, we can't see it at all. So it's not set up for that at the moment. So you may as well put it back to the normal cam. Go on.
Yeah, that's been that. There we go. That temporary curb has been removed.
Yeah. We need to get you a permanent screen where we can do things like that. I keep meaning to, but I just haven't yet. We'll get that sorted for qualifying though.
I mean, I just have it up.
Yeah, you've got the button to do it. I need to get that set up as they come through. Ocon, Alonso and Schumacher are quite close together down the Camel Straight as well, but Charles Leclerc is in the pit lane as things stand as well. Just waiting before getting going again. There we go. As the audio is taking its sweet time about it, let's go over and to battle camera so you can see the times while Sky F1 are on ad break as well. SHT has put 2007 as great because it's a three-way fight for the Drivers' Championship, but 2008 is great because we got more different winners, different drivers on the podium, and also a very close championship fight. Good argument, that. Yeah, that's a good one. And of course, 2008 had the crash gate as well with Alonso and Piquet and all the race fixing as well. 08 was a okay year. I like 08, but so 07 just had something. 07 for me had Fuji. I know 08 had it, but 07, that wet Fuji race was unbelievable. Canada was amazing as well that year. There's some great racing in there as well, and I really also enjoyed the Chinese Grand Prix as well. That was a great one, and Hamilton throwing it into the gravel trap as well. That was like at the time, it was like, no, that's unbelievable to think it as well.
Is 2007 Fuji worth watching back?
Oh yes. Maybe not the first 23 laps, which all take part behind the safety car, but that 2007 Fuji we've gone. Add in as well 2007 the Nürburgring. SHG has just put that, 2007 wet Nürburgring. That was the race of the year, the Nürburgring. Rain came down on the opening lap, and everything just changed dramatically then.
Yeah, I do know about that. Of course, that was crazy. Wasn't it a Dutch driver, Winkelhock, who took the lead?
Yes, Marcels Winkelhock started on the wet compound tyre and took the lead and ended up leading when the red flag came out. Then on the restart, started on full wet tyres, even though the track was bone dry. And then because he couldn't get traction, his car overheated and failed on him, which was disappointing. So yeah, there's always something. I thought I was saying team radio there, but we're not. As I was saying, this is Kevin Magnussen. Oh, this is actually Schumacher's radio.
Shape 2 turn 5, shape 2 turn 5, and then top right turn 8.
No idea. Can't make it out. That was the team radio. That just came through. As we're just getting information out being streamed through that Magnussen is on the lap time. So what we are going to try and do is open up the battle camera once again with the telemetry screen and get. Oh, Gunther on the pit wall though. That's why I'm getting told we're changing.
Gunther back in the garage with an issue. Can you tell us more?
Good afternoon. Yeah, there is a sensor issue. We don't know exactly what it is. If it is just a plug or if it is the sensor, they're taking out the bodywork off to see what is underneath it.
Right, so fingers crossed, it's not a problem, it's just the sensor that's a problem. We can get him back out there a little bit quicker. Any chance of a bit more pace from you guys today?
We are struggling on the top speed sector. We are just carrying too much drag in what we think. So hopefully we can find a little bit more pace. But obviously the programs out there at the moment are completely different from driver to driver with the bad weather yesterday and with all the penalties. So Mick was on his own program, so I don't know what the other ones are carrying on fuel, but we will see quite in a bit because second half of the session, I think everybody will be in qualifying mode.
Get you. Still waiting for more details from the FIA. Has Mick got more penalties coming his way today?
I don't know. There will be some penalties, but it will be quite crowded in the back there, you know, with penalties over penalties. So I don't know exactly how many we have put in yet.
Well, how many do you think you're going to put in?
I think we start from the end of the grid.
Right, the very end of the grid, not the midfield, which is the start of the end of the grid, we think.
Correct. Yeah. The end of the end of the grid, not the midfield grid. Yeah.
And yeah. Gunther, are you likely to take those decisions based on the speed of the car now in free practice 3, or is it something that was premeditated even before that?
No, it's premeditated. There's nothing to do with this session.
You'll be pleased to know as well that Zhou Guanyu has now been added to the list of those drivers taking penalties. I think he's got a 10-place penalty coming his way.
Yeah, as I said, it's getting crowded back there tomorrow.
Yeah, in all honesty, I think it needs an absolute genius to try and work out the grid. So I might come and see you later, just to see if you know any geniuses.
No, I was thinking I'd come to you to find the genius, you know, that you can tell me what's going on, you know.
Unlikely.
I think between us, we'd still be struggling, to be fair, mate. Gunther, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Thank you.
Gunter Steiner, everybody, as we saw the telemetry lap time there for Kevin Magnussen. And what was his lap time then for Kevin? He's gone third fastest, a 1:48.004, as you can see on the screen there as well. And finally, the driver tracker getting a little bit more life in it as well, as Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, actually, we're watching now just drawing around the track. Leclerc's just behind him coming through the Fagnes chicane now as well. There's the other battle camera for the driver tracker that we can operate sometimes as well. And here's the main box up here as well. If you're just joining us, it's Josh Birch with Josh T and Synthil in the commentary box, and we're actually going to have a look actually at the lap times for these two drivers. So let's just see if we can get the battle camera back up and we can watch Carlos Sainz, because we're going to have an audio up lap as well. So Sainz down towards turn number 1 as well at the source hairpin, throws the car in nicely. What's the telemetry at? It actually shows up for us as well at 160 mile an hour as well, flat out trying to get back on the power and have the exit speeds as well. It really is quite challenging at the moment, and once again Josh looks absolutely fantastic through the top of the hill.
Yeah, and through the what some people call the Camel Corner, and then the straight has no name, but it's the Camel Straight through the 67 thousandths of sector 1 through turns 7 and then down to the hairpin.
Looks good so far, Synthil, as they come through. They're all desperately trying to take the accelerator mode around it as well, but it's all hell's bells really, isn't it? Just see who can get through the fastest and who can get through the safest.
Yeah, I wonder if Poon is full throttle this year.
Say again, sorry?
I wonder if Poon is full throttle this year. We saw it
Looked
twice
like it was,
from
yeah.
Lewis, I think.
It looked like Perrin was through throttle. I didn't see him lifting at all on the telemetry data when we came through, as we've opened up the battle camera. He's down now, coming through Stavolo. Sector 1 for him was a 31.403. Sector 2, he's out 45.516, and he's flat out at the moment. Leclerc also looking good. We're going to open up Leclerc as well on the battle cams between the two drivers as well. No, it's for some reason only Schumacher. So we need Leclerc and Sainz on the screen. There we go. So Sainz at the top, Leclerc is on the bottom, and we're looking at the two between them, so he's going to go faster. Sainz is going to cross the line first, though. What's the time? It's a 1:46.461. Leclerc is still hammering it down as well in the track. You can see his telemetry data's opened up. Here he is through the bus stop now as well. Clean through, back on the power. 90 kilometres an hour, already at 100 as he approaches the line, and Leclerc goes second, 1:46.890. The gap between them 0.429, as you see on the telemetry battle screen there as well. Great couple of corners then. For once, that's exactly how we intend to use the battle computer as well, showing some great camera angles. That was great fun. We must do that more often.
Quite a big gap between the two of them.
Yeah, it really was actually, wasn't it? That was a huge gap. I'm just going to adjust the battle screen quickly, because that was reset up in a hurry.
Albon, just a little bit on the gravel on the exit of turn, I think turn 9 it is.
Yeah.
Purple sector 1 though.
Albon looking quite fast. What's going on here then?
30.05.
Albon going quick. That's a bit of a alarm. Bells going off and all the whistles as well. We're going to see his lap time shortly, so we'll open up him as well on the battle computer. Go on, Josh.
And if you compare Albon's time, sector 1 time, to Leclerc's first sector time, Albon a 30.905. Leclerc was a 31.389.
And here, here is Albon. Look at this into the final final corner. Watch the telemetry. It's going to rocket up now. A little bit of speed, a little bit of brake actually through the bus stop, and then full power at the exit. Albon crosses the line, goes second, 1:46.836. Guys, this is weird.
Quite a bit in the second sector.
Yeah, but these cars are looking. The Williams are looking fast this weekend. This is really strange.
They've lost a lot, I think, to the middle sector, but purple sector 1 and 3.
We've got Russell and Hamilton on a lap time now as well, so we need to find Russell's time. Russell's 19th and Hamilton is 15th. We've opened up them on the battle camera as well to keep an eye on them. What's their sector times looking like so far? Well, Hamilton's faster, but he's right behind him. Russell's going to meet the line first, and they're both setting around about the same sector times as well, so this will be entertaining. Russell accelerates towards the line now, you can see on the telemetry data, and goes 7th, 148.110. Hamilton crosses the line, goes 4th, 147.366. So, larger gap there than what we anticipated by around about 7
we think
tenths of a
curb
second.
usage at 14.15 is hurting exits.
So everyone's doing their quali laps now, as James Vowles, the strategy director at Mercedes, looks a little bit worried there. But this is getting good, isn't it? Now who we're on board with? Perez. Let's open up Perez's telemetry data then. Where is he on the board? Go on, Josh. Go on, Synth.
Yeah, was Albon 6th or something in FP1 as well?
Yeah, I think he was actually.
I think, yeah, he was.
He was up there, wasn't he? Quite high.
Yeah. Albon was in the first practice session. Albon was 6th, and then in the second practice session, Albon was 11th.
And Perez goes top on a 1:45.972. You can see his telemetry data when we had it open as well was absolutely red hot. Further penalties coming through, and full new engine for Charles Leclerc, new battery, new electronics, and new control unit for Verstappen as well. And Zhou Guan Yu has been added to the list, we heard Crofty say as well. So that's now 8 drivers, I've been told, are having penalties in this race. I'm sure Josh will get us on the official thing in a second.
This
but
is why
yeah,
needs to be kept on the calendar.
Yeah. I tell
and you do not want to miss the race tomorrow.
This is going to be a mess, guys, isn't it, qualifying?
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting if some faster cars are behind and having to overtake the whole race, and that there are slower cars up front.
Unbelievable stuff right now from what we're seeing with Perez going top at the moment as Leclerc puts a wheel on the gravel. Coming through Stabilo as well, and still sends the fastest in the sector.
I've seen him do that before.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I've seen him do that before.
We can't shut the radio up anymore.
Into an entry, but it's making a bit of front locking.
That's going to get annoying, especially at the start of the race. Go on, Synth.
Yeah, it was a bit on the grass on the entry, but after the grass you get on the curb, so that's why he wasn't really losing the rear or anything. But yeah, he definitely did it before, which also scared me because you see a lot of grass getting into the air at one point, but didn't affect him really at all.
Yeah, this is Charles Leclerc just touching the exit of Fania as we were talking about as well. He has a lot of moments there, doesn't he, Cynthia, as well, and then kicks up the dirt. Oh,
slight bit of oversteer, and here he's just already on the grass a little there.
Well, we've got some YouTube comments. I'm going to leave you two for just a second and take a look to the YouTube chat because we'll get them up actually in full because these are some great ones as well. These have come from SHT, who says, remembering the dramas here in Spa, 2010, Vettel lost control of his Red Bull and hits into the side pod of Button's McLaren when approaching the bus stop chicane. 2011, Kobayashi and Hamilton making contact. Hamilton spun off into the barrier down at the Lecombe. 2012, the first lap huge crash at turn 1 with Hamilton, Grosjean, Alonso, Perez, Kobayashi and Maldonado causing it all off. 2013, Maldonado went wide at the bus stop chicane when battling with Gutierrez over 11th place, hit slightly into Sutil's Force India, that damaged the rear suspension of Paul di Resta's Force India. 2014, of course, the first contact between the two Mercedes. Rosberg hit into Hamilton, causing Hamilton to get the puncture and DNF from the race. 2015, Vettel gets a puncture in the final lap of the race, which gifted Grosjean the podium for Lotus. 2016, at turn 1, Verstappen hit Raikkonen, which also caused Vettel to spin at turn 1. Also in 2016, Sainz got the puncture and spun around. Magnussen gets the big crash that brought up the red flag at the top of the hill at Radion. 2017, of course, as well. We had Perez and Ocon make contact with one another when approaching the hill section. That happened twice, actually. On the opening lap of the race, Perez and Ocon hit. And then later on, about lap 17 or other, they made contact again. 2018, Hulkenberg punted into Alonso, causing Alonso to fly over Leclerc on lap 1. And in 2020, Giovinazzi and Russell collide, and I forgot the name of the section. It was coming through the Fangio chicane. Yeah, we've got a yellow flag somewhere out there on the circuit. Can't
Is it
tell.
Leclerc? No, it's not. Sorry.
And Verstappen looks out, yeah. Josh, where is it?
It's funny that I don't know all
Sector
those
18, so that would be through 17 and Blanchimont.
Blanchimont.
It's green.
Yeah, so whatever else is gone. So it was a yellow at Blanchimont. Could it have been Leclerc? Where is Leclerc?
Nah, it was going a bit slow, but I think that was because he was entering the pit lane.
Have a look at
Was it Max?
turn 12, but it's very strange. What the fuck?
This is not turn. This is not sector 3.
No, this is
Falling
top of the hill at
apart
Malmedy. Yeah, that's Verstappen. He's just gone 12th fastest, 148.230. So not sure what happened there. And of course,
into the bus stop.
Yeah. What caused that yellow though? We've got no information.
Maybe it was Leclerc in the bus stop.
Yeah. Zero information as to why that yellow came out. We haven't even been told on the board there. What happened in 2021 then here at Spa? Oh yeah.
Rain.
Yeah. I've blocked it out. 4 hours of commentating on absolutely
Russell
nothing.
second.
Yeah.
We still had a crash in the race though, from Perez.
Perez, yeah. There's Sophie Cutman as well, the mother of Max Verstappen, out there as well. But yeah, Perez crashed it on the way to the grid as well, and we weren't live for that bit. So I actually don't know if we were or not. I think that was still during the pre-show. We had plenty of time to talk about it there afterwards. 4 hours of waiting around doing nothing because Sky got on a break, but we can immediately switch over to the pit lane channel. What's that race control message? Gasly off track and continued at turn 17, so it's Gasly that caused the yellow flag. That's come through very late. SHT says, I can't think of any drama here in 2019. Bar Antoine Hubert's tragic accident as well. 2019, Charles Leclerc took his first ever victory here in Formula 1 as well the next day, and Giovinazzi crashed into the wall on the last lap. But of course, the 2019 race, the low of losing Antoine Hubert and that massive accident on Saturday afternoon, and then a little bit of a high with Charles Leclerc winning the next day. And I remember that's the only time in the commentary box I was so emotional in that commentary box as well, that when Leclerc won, I actually had to step out the commentary box for a second to collect my thoughts. I left Megan in control for like 30 seconds or so. I honestly had a moment where I needed some fresh air. I was so emotional after everything. Losing one of his best friends the day before and then taking the victory was just beautiful. But it was tragically beautiful as well.
Okay, I know why the yellow flag was.
Go on.
It's very stupid, to be honest, because Gasly just slowed down to let Verstappen pass, but he was going so slow that it caused the yellow flag.
So that's what happened. So that's the reason for the yellow flag. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But that held up Verstappen as well, because he was getting... he was going to the right-hand side because Gasly let him by, but then the yellow flag was deployed because he was going so slowly.
So he had to just sort of take it back up again, yeah. So that's all good. Several cars are diving into the pit lane now, by the way, so there's not much going on out there on the circuit, which is why we've gone to the battle computer. So I can actually take a look at the screen, because right now, I don't know if Josh...
Try releasing the brakes to carry a little bit more speed into 5. There's lap time potentially there. And turn 10 as well, just a slightly smaller lift. It's a later lift in 10.
I know Josh has access, but I don't know if he's watching it. But I know that Synthel definitely has all the camera angles to keep an eye on it when one break. But Josh, did you actually manage to get your Sky ID working on the Sky Sports app?
I haven't tried yet.
Honestly, try it for qualifying. There's so many onboards we can take a look at here. Megan is very happy that she gets to play with this when she joins later for qualifying. Megan's not actually well at the moment, by the way. She's having a bit of a problem, but she's going to be in qualifying later on for the session as well.
It might be a good idea if I actually do it.
Yeah, it's the Sky Sports app, and then just log in with your Sky ID.
It might be a good idea if I actually download the app first.
Yes, that'll be a good step. Well, at least Synthel and me can still see the pictures as Russell's coming through the corner. The bus stop.
So battery's low, so
this is how delayed I am. It's just now. I am 55 seconds behind the live timings at the moment. That's Sky on our break. But at least I can still see the pictures and still hear things as well as they come through. Max Verstappen, has he had a moment since? Have you seen the same thing maybe?
No. Oh, this is the yellow flag. I'm seeing it. I've just seen it now.
Yeah, same thing, yeah.
So that was where the yellow flag came from because of Gasly going so
Oh,
slowly.
Verstappen radio.
Just been through yellows, Max.
Just been through yellows, Max. There was no flag.
Yeah, there
There
no
was.
flag in Qatar either.
Did you just say there was no flag in Qatar either? My God, the cheek! So the engineer just said, yeah, listen again. Here it is on Sky F1.
Just been through yellows, Max.
There was no flag.
Yeah, there was
And
no
as you can
flag
see-
in Qatar either.
There was no yellow flag
But there,
in
but there
Qatar.
was though.
There was a yellow.
It was flashing on the left.
Yeah, there was double yellows and in Qatar as well. And he went through that, but
But now here as well.
Oh, Perez has gone off the track apparently. He says, "Oh, I went off."
Teammate Sergio
Oh.
Perez.
Yeah, so Perez has gone off somewhere, and here it is. Oh no, that's a replay. Now we're back with live pictures, I believe. Yeah, we are. Yeah, so this is Joe coming through Blanchimont. The cheek, the absolute cheek of the Red Bull guys. There, saying there was no yellow flag in Qatar.
But I did saw it flashing on board with Verstappen.
Yes, I did, yeah. So you can see it.
And yeah, so I'm not sure why he said there was no yellow. And Perez gone off with reverse, by the way, locked up, I think.
Ah, lovely. So that's what we're seeing with lock-up, yeah, for Perez, down at Malmedy. I'm just seeing it now on the pit lane channel. He's locked up down at Malmedy. And Rivage, the bottom of the hill as well, before the Ockenring corner at turn 9. Pierre Gasly comes to the line now as well and goes 8th. That's the radio message again. Gasly goes 8th on a 1:47.081. The AlphaTauri always sounds so quiet at the moment as well. It's the quietest onboard camera of the year. As Mick Schumacher, as we know, with a lot of problems at the moment, been in the pit lane, and looks like he's going to get ready to go back out with 18 minutes to go.
Albon is still 5th.
Albon is still 5th, you're right. Look at that, 1.3 seconds off the pace though, but it's a Red Bull 1-2, but Ferrari 3-4, Williams 5th. That's
Yeah,
insane.
Latifi's 11th.
Oh, wow. Well, Williams do go well here at Spa. It's such a weird alteration that we're seeing at the moment, but they're going... I'm really hoping we could see one of them in Q3. If it rains, we definitely will see them in Q3.
And with the penalties, they'll maybe get... Is one of the Williams have a penalty?
I don't think so. I didn't hear Albon or the team having penalties. Josh, you're going to double check, aren't you, now? With that's the good thing of having Josh on the pit lane.
13-14.
That was incredibly
Okay,
loud.
mode 6, charge off. Mode 6, charge off. And back to strat 11 when possible.
And what is going on down at Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton's car? Looks like he's having something done to adjust the front there. Oh, and what is that going into there? It's like a fuel tester.
Isn't Mercedes just struggling this weekend?
Yeah.
They look like just at least a second behind.
Can I point out, at the moment, as things stand, Perez would be on pole with Sainz 2nd and Albon 3rd.
Yeah.
And Mercedes, Mercedes are 13th with Hamilton and Russell. Where even is Russell? I can't actually see him. 9th, there he is. Wow.
Yeah, and Hamilton 13th is crazy.
Cars
Go on, Josh, you got news.
which have penalties are Zhou Guanyu, Valtteri Bottas, Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, Mick Schumacher, and Esteban Ocon.
How many is that then? I wasn't counting. I was just taking them all in to remember them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's already one qualifying session. 6. As Norris starts a lap time.
7 at least.
7 at least.
At least 7.
So that is all of qualifying 1 and 2 drivers out the 5 in qualifying 2 have those penalties.
Is there a chance that there are more penalties coming?
Yes. Probably, yeah. Probably way more penalties coming as well.
Oh, God.
Let's take it. Qualifying at this point is just pointless. There's 0 point to qualifying later.
For the people who don't have a penalty and who usually are further behind, like Williams, maybe have a good chance now.
So 7 of the 20 Formula 1 drivers have penalties. That only means 13 drivers can fight for positions. And they're all going to start at the back of the grid. This is going to completely change qualifying. Like, completely change it. Nothing is going to stay the same. It is going to be the most pointless hour of television ever.
Imagine those 7 drivers get into Q3.
Oh my god. Problem is, they're probably going to. Verstappen's definitely going to. Leclerc's definitely going to. Bottas looks like he will. As well, Zhou probably will because he's P10. That's 4 of them at least. And then there's got to be the others. The other 3 will come through qualifying too, quite easily. I mean, it's an absolute mess. I've got zero clue anymore. Here comes though Lando Norris.
That's just going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I think.
Lando's looking quite good as well. Let's open up Carlos Sainz's delta time as well because he's second on this track little thing at the moment. Norris comes to the line and goes second. 145.965. Sainz goes second. 145.824. Ricciardo is coming across the line now as well. I can't find it in time, unfortunately. Here it's on now, actually. Here's Ricciardo, 6th. 146.646. So the battle to computer didn't work in time there, unfortunately, to adjust it. Anyway, bang, back to our normal team viewer as well for the track action out here on the circuit. 13 minutes to go in qualifying of practice 3.
Should I just go for a bold prediction?
Go on.
I'm just going to say we're going to have a 1-2 for Red Bull in the race.
A 1-2 despite Verstappen starting in the back.
Yeah, I think Perez will win, and I think Verstappen will make it up to P2.
You want to fold.
That's
The engine brake is so...
Oh.
Is that Tsunoda?
Of course it's Tsunoda.
Of course it's Tsunoda.
Yeah. Tsunoda, who at Silverstone was seeing a coach and a psychiatrist to try and stop his swearing and outbursts in the car. Clearly it's not working. Definitely a lot of negativity there for Yuki Tsunoda as George Russell comes into the La Source hairpin as well with the wonderful 63 on the side of his car, considering that George Russell's number is always so hard to read because they've gone for completely blue text with the littlest black lines to identify it. The 63 on the big side of the car makes it very easy to spot who it is. I think all cars should have those on the sides. Yeah. It's just so much easier to see. As they head down.
I like what they had previously as well.
Yeah, I know what you're on about there, yeah. Look at that, 63, George Russell.
Is there any places to focus on or to try something?
Yeah, we'll take a look now.
Lewis Hamilton had a big twitch coming out of the first corner, and he's flat, you can just about hear, coming through La Source. SHT says, oh man, Yuki, he's back to business from his swearing over the team radio after the summer break. Yeah, that's the first time he's sworn in the summer break. Go on, Josh.
It's been 4 weeks, so he's going to be letting out 4 weeks worth in 1 weekend.
Qualifying's going to be fun then. He's not taking a grid penalty, is he, Yuki Tsunoda?
Nope.
Well, maybe he is now, because he's got some issues with his car.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
Can I make even bolder prediction?
Go on.
Williams 1-2.
Williams 1-2? That's incredibly bold. Yeah, that's incredibly bold. Yuki Tsunoda's best starting position is 7th. His best finishing position is 6th. So let's see what he can do after that then as well. I need to get those notes back up on the wall, actually. I'm going to do that in between the qualifying sessions. Go on, Josh.
Oh, turn 17 incident involving Verstappen noted failing to slow on the yellow flags.
Oh.
Qatar fastbacks anyone?
I swear, if he's going to get a penalty for that.
That's not right.
No, it can't be. There was a yellow flag for someone.
It was a Gasly, yeah.
Blue flag situation.
Yeah, it's a blue flag, not that. And Latifi's purple sector 1, SHT has pointed out. And Latifi's 9th, 114.6.811, beaten by Hamilton, who does a 146.769. But Latifi is into the P9 and Albon's P10. Hello, Williams.
I think they have a shot of Q3, both of them.
They do, yeah.
Biggest chance for both of them getting Q3, it looks like.
Looking fantastic in the comp box.
Losing a 10th at turn 1,
So,
then braking a bit too early for turn 5. Lost another tenth there, breaking 5.
That's Leclerc's radio. Go on, Josh.
That means if F1 were smart and made a rule that if you have a back of the grid penalty, you are not allowed to start qualifying. They would they would be able to skip Q3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would. Q1, Q2, and go straight to Q3. As Latifi's got some sort of problem coming down into the track. The car looks like it's stuck in.
Isn't it that if you qualify higher than if you both have the same amount of penalties?
Yeah, it used to be whoever left the pit lane first in the start of the session, that would be who gets the penalty on the grid for, last. So,
Very good.
Yeah, if you go out the pit lane.
And 8-9. You did a good job.
Oh, and Leclerc's in the gravel! And has he hit the wall? Yes, he has!
Constant pushing.
Leclerc's off the track, and that's the radio we're hearing in the background. Charles Leclerc has spun it now. He did touch the barrier, but they've gone red flag, and they didn't need to, because Leclerc's got out of the gravel. So we've gone to a red flag, and I think Niles Rittick, the race director, has jumped the gun there. Because
front right.
Yeah, front right's a little bit damaged. I think is that wing? Suspension, something like that? Talk us through it, Synth.
Wing, I think. Yeah, I saw a bit of a woggle already, so here you can see it. On entry, maybe a bit towards curb, and then, you can't slow it down anymore. There's gravel now here. I think it used to be grass, maybe.
Yeah.
And just slight contact, like in Imola. Slight contact with the barrier, enough to damage the end plate.
And back out, I don't think the car is damaged. Well, he did touch the front.
Main losses got to that snap at turn 13, also turn 6. Otherwise, it's braking final corner.
Yeah, so the red flag has come out, but I think Niles Rittick, the race director, threw that red flag a little bit too prematurely because he didn't even wait for Leclerc to get out of the gravel trap before that red flag came out. That was a virtual safety car at least. I don't know why they've had to red flag the session because that clearly wasn't needed. I think the race director needs to learn what is a red flag and what isn't. Go on.
This was quicker than the safety car we saw for the big crash in Formula 3.
Yeah, that came out immediately, didn't it? Yeah, straight out into the track.
There was, in Formula 2 practice, there was also an incident in turn 1 with 2 cars, but then they both kept it going, but there already was a red flag again.
Yeah.
But that was not necessary.
Ah, that's the reason for the red flag. I'm being informed. The winglet.
But that was after the red flag. That fell off after.
Yeah, I think it did fall off after. So anyway, the winglet was on the middle of Stavalos. That's why the red flag's come out, because it's one of the fastest parts of the track. But the red flag was out already when Leclerc was still in the gravel trap. Go on, Josh.
No, Niles. No, Niles. That was so not right.
I think, everyone's going to be calling that one, especially those who are on a fast lap time. Niles Rittick, race director this weekend, prematurely throwing red flags. That's something to see in qualifying the racing, isn't it? Because, of course, the timing sticks down now. And, well, now to send the marshals out to put gravel back up. The gravel wasn't there. It doesn't need to be picked up like that. We've got... Well, that's a bit ridiculous. The cars
You're making it look like this was unnecessary red flag.
Yeah. Basically, Niles Rittick's just told him, go out there and just sweep for like a minute or so, just so it looks like we had to do something, because I made a mistake. Big
Even
snap of
swept
those
his
here.
feet, right?
Yeah. Just kick your feet up as well. He did whack that front suspension a bit harder.
Did he take too much curb? No, not really.
Go again.
It just...
No, he's still in the gravel.
It just snapped.
Apologies, no, he did get out. He did get out, so we think this will clear very quickly.
It just went on him completely as well as you had the team radio. And
yeah.
Actually, front suspension looks okay. There's no... I can't see any
it's
damage.
Just the front wing.
Yeah, and it got lodged, and the floor's damaged look as well. Is that something on the end plate coming in, maybe?
Oh, I've got a friend on the track there.
Go on.
At Radion, yes, and it says it's slightly raining now.
Oh.
Starting.
Oh.
So slight rain.
At final 5 minutes, but...
For all 3 practice sessions, will it end with rain?
Oh, good point, yeah.
Maybe a sign for... yeah, maybe, but maybe it'll start for qualifying.
Every session this weekend for Formula 1 end with rain.
Session will resume at 11:50.
I hope it won't.
Oh, session will resume, sorry, at 13:56. So that is in 1 minute's time from now. So
4
1 minute.
minutes remaining, so that will be one lap.
One
That
lap.
will be one fast cool down. Well, no, one cool down, 1 lap.
Yeah, that's all they've got. They can't do any more because it takes a cool down, a warm-up lap, a flying lap, and a cool down lap takes around about 7 minutes at this track. So we're going to see everyone out there in qualifying later, just pushing as hard as they can. As Max Verstappen having a great run there. What a weekend we are having at Spa.
Yeah. We haven't even had a race yet.
Yeah. We
Not
haven't.
even quali.
It's just, you know, its practice has been amazing. F3 sprint race has been amazing, and everything's just getting better and better and better. Let's hope qualifying really is that good then. Right, cars going into the end of the pit lane with around about 10 seconds to go until the green light will come on and the session will start again. And it's green light, and away we go at the end of the pit lane. And Esteban Ocon leads the cars out as well. I think Kevin Magnussen coming out there as well. Charles Leclerc again with Carlos Sainz. And everyone now rejoining the circuit. Didn't see Mick Schumacher out there at the moment. Max Verstappen is definitely going back out again. He needs to as well. He needs to get some data in. And as we heard from Synthel and his friend, and that's trackside, it's lightly starting to rain at the top of Radion, and this is Radion right now. I'm not going to say it. And look, everyone's moving up. Go on.
He says it's he feels a little bit of rain, but I suppose it's not going to be big enough at all to affect these cars.
Yeah, it should be just a good. SHT says, question mark is at Alpine. Their time was quite off. Yeah, where is it? Alonso is 2.6 seconds off the pace, Ocon 5.7, so there's problems down at Alpine that need to be discovered as well as the cars come through. Here's Max Verstappen through Rindt, and I must admit I was a bit worried when we saw Spa back at the World Endurance Championship, and because of all the flooding we had earlier on in the year, we had to demolish the old grandstand that was alongside the exit of La Source on the run into a Rouge as well. But they've built up a temporary one, and it is because they've taken so many trees off as they're going to build a brand new centre, as this is Carlos Sainz with Max Verstappen coming up the hill and nearly making contact. That was a bit close. But go on, Josh.
Turn 17 instant involving
The only one I think we need
2
to
seconds,
be wary
Josh.
of is Sainz.
Go on.
Reviewed, no further investigation, failing to blow on the yellow flags.
So they've let him go because there wasn't a yellow flag, so you can't.
Yeah.
That's good, that's good. Sensible decision there from the stewards. As they come back through. Suddenly this afternoon is just running away. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here in the UK now, and all of a sudden that's just sort of flown by. A minute ago it was 9:15 and we were starting the Formula 3 race, and now it's several hours later. It's a bit of a weird one. Again, as I say, this weekend it's going by so fast, but again so slowly. Because when you're commentating, it feels like we're back in an old hour and a half session trying to talk, but it's only an hour and it's just flying by. It's weird. Time is not going correctly this weekend as we see Lewis Hamilton entering the Fagnes chicane.
Lewis crashed there as well in 2019.
Yeah, and he practiced 3 as well, didn't he? He went in sideways, and the crowd cheered, and everyone was against that because you shouldn't cheer a crash. But yeah, I do remember that. You're right. Yeah. Similar thing, wasn't it as well? Didn't he just lose it?
Nah, but Lewis, it was more clear that he just came off a lot of curb. In this case, for Leclerc, he didn't really hit the curb at all. So maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe a lot more wind.
See that happening. Some reports of light rain at turn 10.
Well, that's old news for Verstappen because we heard that minutes ago from Synthel, who got a text on the track. So yeah, so it is raining out there down at turn 10. That's at Pouan as well, which is just across from where the Rouge section of the track is.
Well, everyone on the track except for Schumacher.
Yeah, so, and Leclerc, and oh no, Leclerc is out on the track, you're right. So, yeah, only Schumacher isn't. Magnussen goes 12th, 146.982.
Slight rain at turn 10.
There's Verstappen's radio coming through. And Hamilton flying down that straight. He's passing Leclerc now. Ocon goes 7th, 146.601. But Sergio Perez looking quite good. And he's coming through Fagna now as well. And Verstappen does a 145.184 as he takes the checkered flag here at Spa. So the flag is out, and it's Verstappen is fastest with Sainz second, Norris is third, Perez fourth, Russell fifth, and time still to be found here in the closing moments that could set up the last dry running before the race tomorrow, because qualifying could be wet. Here's Perez. Good sector 1, good sector 2, they've gone green. Getting a lot of power now at the last corner. Sergio Perez crosses the line, goes fastest, 145.047, and that's important for Perez to go top in FP3, Synthol, because if with Verstappen and Perez, with Verstappen and Leclerc having grid penalties, Perez needed to prove to himself he can go faster than Carlos Sainz.
Absolutely, and he's going faster than Verstappen as well, so that's going to be very interesting.
And Alonso goes 5th. 146.061. Alpine find their pace. Norris is 4th, and Hamilton's backed off the lap time. I don't think Mercedes are going to take pole here. What is the third? It's currently third team in the Constructors' Championship. The third fastest team in Formula 1 are off the pace massively here at Spa. Everyone was coming here predicting that. Oh, I was predicting as well, to be fair. Oh, with the Red Bull and Ferrari not being able to use their flexi wings anymore, it's going to mean that we're going to have Mercedes back in the hunt for race wins again. It's not the case. It's not the case. Mercedes way off. Russell 6th, Hamilton 12th in this session alone.
Yeah,
wow.
But remember how Hamilton and Russell are in the rain.
That's true. Russell managed to get that Williams second last year on the grid in wet weather and almost took pole position as well. If it wasn't for Verstappen beating him by less than a tenth of a second. So, and do you know, I really wish Verstappen didn't do that, because then Russell would have taken his first pole and then he would have taken his first ever race win the next day. But Verstappen didn't.
In a Williams.
Yeah, in a Williams as well. That would have been brilliant. I was so angry with Max Verstappen. I think everybody was, because that would have been brilliant for Russell to win in a Williams. Yes, of course, not exactly how you like it, but still. Here's Ocon.
Yeah, I don't know what Sainz was doing. Ruined my lap there.
So Sainz ruined the lap time of Esteban Ocon on that previous lap. And it didn't look too good there at all. So, session done. First of all, to you, Josh. What did you make of that going into qualifying later?
It will be very interesting with
all the... Go on.
It will be really interesting with all of the penalties and everything, and the gap from Carlos Sainz to Sergio Perez, 0.777. You can say,
oh, Vettel.
Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, I got an issue with the power unit.
Oh no!
Do you see that? Okay, mate, we're just checking.
Added to the list.
And limp home mode for Sebastian Vettel then. As actually, let's get up his telemetry quickly. Where is he? Where did Vettel finish? Somebody tell me. 8th. Take a look at his. Yeah, look, it's in limp home mode. Don't know. He's got no drive.
Okay, I've got drive again.
Oh, he has.
We don't think we understand it.
Well, Vettel's going to do a practice start. Yeah, we've kept open his telemetry as he does a practice start. We're on board with him now, so let's take a look actually at Vettel's telemetry data as he revving up the throttle. It's in sync, by the way, with the TV pictures. There's the radio. So here he is, though. So Sebastian Vettel selects first gear, does a by-point find. He'll go back into neutral. He puts the brake on, and then he'll select first gear, builds it up to around about 10,000 revs, and away he goes. Drops the clutch as well, brings it in second gear, jumps up into 4th. That's a good start there from Sebastian Vettel. I was watching the telemetry data as well, and you can hear it in the background. That was a decent start for Vettel there, and I'm glad that the battle computer is working with us there, because that was nice to hear and see the telemetry data as he did it. Here's the results then. from the practice session here for FP3. It is Sergio Perez who tops the session with Max Verstappen second. Carlos Sainz finishes in third place. Lando Norris is fourth, Fernando Alonso fifth, George Russell is sixth, Charles Leclerc seventh, Sebastian Vettel eighth, Esteban Ocon ninth, and Pierre Gasly puts it in 10th position. Further down, it's Danny Ricciardo who goes 11th, Lewis Hamilton goes 12th, Nicholas Latifi is 13th, Alexander Albon is 14th, 15th on the board for Valtteri Bottas, 16th for Lance Stroll, 17th Kevin Magnussen, 18th Yuki Tsunoda, 19th Zhou Guanyu, and 20th for Mick Schumacher, only completing 6 laps with a problem with his Haas car. Not a bad session there for practice 3. Next up, it's qualifying. And I suppose, guys, that's what we're going to be looking at next. So, quickly, before we have to run off because we're on a dictation time, what was your moment of the sessions? To you first, Synthol.
Well, of course, the spin from Leclerc was what stood out for this session.
Any feedback
mostly
on
just
turn 5, turn 12? Was it the same issue?
Looking out for the qualifying, because I'm gonna keep an eye out for. I'm gonna keep an eye out for Williams for sure. I'm gonna watch how that's gonna go for them, because they've got a good chance to finish both in the top 10.
Josh?
Yeah, and it was an interesting session, and we will keep you updated with the Sebastian Vettel. That's very interesting, but a moment of the session, probably the Charles Leclerc spin, because nothing else really happened, did it?
No, it didn't. It sort of went away quite quickly, and everything else just sort of liked to go off the radar. But it was an interesting session. My thanks to you both for joining me in the comms box. My thanks to Synthol. We'll see you for the F2 sprint later. And Josh, I'll see you for qualifying as well. And to all of you at home, we'll see you in qualifying. That gets underway at 2:40 British summertime as well. Thanks for your company, guys. We'll see you later on. Bye for now.